We question everything except that which we truly believe. Do you hear that one? Do you get that? I'm a really skeptical person. I'm always battling in my head, questioning everything I can, but it's the stuff that I'm not battling with, which I truly believe. That's so interesting, so cool. And it's weird, right? Because it's so hard to see that stuff. Because it is you. That is your being, right? It's like how teeth can't bite themselves. Without the use of a mirror, an eye cannot see itself. And there is so many of these things that just basic assumptions about our world that tend to lead our life, right? Lead the things we do and don't do. So how do we go about trying to see those things? It seems impossible, right? You're like a fish swimming in water. It will live its whole life not realizing that there's something different to water. It's just part of it. It doesn't realize. So what is the water that we're swimming in? I find that such an interesting question. You're basically asking, who am I? Right? And that has always been one of the most interesting and elusive questions throughout the history of the world, throughout theology, philosophy. Fix my posture, I'm kind of... So that's one thing, the self is totally elusive, right? But I believe that we can kind of triangulate what it is we truly believe, the beliefs that are running your current path, by triangulation, right? You know how triangulation works. If I've got 3 dots, I can work out where the center is. Or if I've got 2 dots and I know the distances. Okay, so it's a mathematical concept. But you can do the same thing with beliefs. So in this video I'm going to ask you a few questions and we're going to explore them together so we can get to the root of what we really believe. So first thing, I want you to know what you're looking for when you get to this place, when you're watching your thoughts and you know what you're waiting to see, to go, aha, there it is. That's the thing that I can't see. That's the water we swim in. The first thing really is things that we suffer from. The places in your life where you suffer the most, right? Where you feel the most friction to something. The next thing is things that you react emotionally to, right? So when someone asks you a question and you have a big emotion bubble up inside you and you just say an answer, and that leads us on to the third thing, which is reactivity. You don't spend time to think or question, you just react when something like that comes up or when you start thinking about that thing. So I think where a lot of us tend to suffer is in our professional lives, right? Our work. You know, oh, I've got to go to work. Oh, you know, it's suffering. There's that feeling of dread. And I don't know, even if you really like your job, you still got to go to work, right? You've got to go to work. Why have you got to go to work? You don't question that. That's one of the things. Why have you got to go to work? Well, I've got to eat to live and survive. Right, I've got to put food on the table, I've got to pay the bills. Why have you got to pay the bills? I don't know, so I can survive. It comes down to survival, right? It's that root chakra. It's that need to continue. Why do you need to continue? I feel like if a lot of us approached work, even if we feel like we have to do it with a more playful attitude, because why can't it be playful? We'd have a lot less suffering. So that's something to think about. What is it about work that you don't like? What is it about work that makes you tighten up? Explore that and just listen to it. You don't have to fix the belief. You don't have to reframe it like I just did. Just, why is it when someone says work, I think of work how I think of it? Right? Why do I think of, work, instead of just doing what I need to do and just enjoying it? Right? The second one really is belonging. I feel like all of us have this weird sense that we don't really belong here, and partly it's because we haven't been given a formal introduction. You know, no one really sat down with us and said, hello, welcome to whatever this is. You're going to be here for the next sort of 70 years or so, maybe more, and this is the game we're playing. You know, nobody did that. We were kind of forced to figure it out for ourselves. And while we were figuring it out for ourselves, we got given conditional love. We got told that we would be celebrated and everyone would say well done when we do something, when we strive for something, when we achieve something that everyone else considers valuable, right? So because of this, we're taught very early on that we need to do something in order to be. In order for your existence to be worthwhile, you need to do something, achieve something, whatever that something is, whether you set it for yourself, whether your culture sets it for you. Why? I feel like we get a whole lot more done if we were just all happy where we were. You know, because we wouldn't sit around enjoying everything for ages, would we? Because that gets boring. And our actions would be more fruitful. As I love pointing out, progress has never got us anywhere we're happy with. At least not yet. So, those first two things, just sit with them, notice where the emotions come up, notice where you become reactive. That's all you have to do. You don't have to reframe it, just be with it. That's all I'm asking you to do. Third thing that I want you to question is, who is watching this video? And you've probably heard that before if you're in the spiritual community. Who are you? What are you? Just really sit with it and notice the kind of playful mystery that a lot of us have lost that's within that. It's a beautiful thing to question. You know, and back to the do we belong thing. I feel like a lot of us feel totally separate from the processes of nature because we think we have to do something in order to earn our worth. But the truth is, we're not separate. We're just separating ourselves because of that divide. You didn't come into this world. You came out of it like a leaf comes out of a tree. You're part of the natural process of things, and so is the whole of humanity. No matter if it looks like at the moment we are completely fouling our own nest. We're destroying the earth. We're still part of that natural process. It's been going on ever since time began. Did time begin? So I just wanted to lead you through these kind of questions that you can ask yourself in hopes that you would understand a little bit more about your assumptions and about the reasons why you move the way you do, the reasons why you do what you do.